Got the flies?
Yep. Don't worry, I'm spotting the flies away from Annie and myself.
There you go. I mean, that's what you got to do.
I know, baby girl.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Live at Lunchtime.
Yes, welcome on this beautiful, hot and humid day here in New York.
It is hot. It is hot. In fact, I think we should pan around and maybe show off the sanctuary a little bit right now. I want to know if any of you watching out there noticed something a little off, maybe a little eerie. Where are all of our horses, Michelle?
They're smart. They are smart and they're hiding.
So this is what happens when it is a very hot and sunny day at the sanctuary. It's one of those types of weather that all of our horses seek shelter and shade. You can kind of see in the distance. I think that's Cindy over there walking to her stall.
Yep, she's heading back.
She's heading back to shade. And so, which is pretty smart because like, whoo, I feel it. So yeah, so that happens here on a hot day. If it's sunny, but a little bit milder weather, a little bit cooler, you know, they're all out. They're running around, they're playing. But today, it's pretty warm. So a lot of our horses are inside, in the shade, in the fans. Just like Annie here.
Just like Annie, who might pop out.
She might.
She might.
Hi, sweetheart.
She's not going to come down and say hello.
We've been getting along lately, Annie and I.
Aww.
Yeah, just a little bit.
She's on the move.
This beautiful draft here, Belgian draft.
That's right. We actually are in a pasture called the Field of Dreams, which I love. And, you know, I'm not exactly sure why it was named that. However, I can probably take a good gander. And it's because you've heard us mention before, years back, we rescued 46 PMU mares from Canada. And some of them were in foal when they were rescued. Annie here was one of them. She is actually one of the younger of the mares that we have rescued. She is about 22 years old now. And she's also in the field with two other one other PMU mare who they both have the same Frise brand. They were known by, sadly, only by their numbers. That was their stall area. So they were only known by that number. So she's here with another Belgian mare named Peggy, who was also rescued. And Peggy had a foal, and Annie had a foal. Now let me just stop there for 1 second, because a lot of people are going to ask us.
Oh no, she's drooling.
Yes.
What's wrong?
Yeah, Annie is fine.
Yes.
And if you come to visit us this Saturday, you'll notice that a lot of the horses look like they're spitting up.
Yes.
Now, horses don't throw up. They can't. Their necks are too long. Which is why stomach issues are so critical to look after. But they are all eating a certain type of weed that is making them do this spit up thing.
It's the clover.
Yeah. So that's what's happening. They're fine, but you will see that they are kind of spitting up some clear fluid, liquidy stuff.
Yes.
So, but they are okay.
Yes.
So anyway, let's talk a little bit about this beautiful girl here. She is gorgeous chestnut, which is funny. I was reading up on Belgian draft horses. Now, Belgian drafts are known for being very docile and patient in nature. She's like, I'm just going to graze. She's a gorgeous colored chestnut. Now, normally they are chestnut colored or, my mind is blanking here, like a light chestnut color is usually their coloring. They can be beige, but this is the usual color. With usually a flaxen or blonde or white mane. So she's got a beautiful flaxen mane here and her beautiful chestnut color, and actually she is the same color as her foal, who is located at the other end of the sanctuary. His name is Connor, so Annie is his dam. And they do look very similar, except Connor is huge. And she's beautiful and he's handsome, so there you have it. So she had her baby here. and after she was rescued, and they have known nothing but good life here at the sanctuary. So that is her. She's about 22 years old. Right, Annie? Yeah. She's not the oldest of the group. So if we scan over, where did the others go?
I think they all went... Oh, I see a tail.
Oh.
I see a tail hanging out.
They traveled to the other side.
Maybe we should travel over with them.
Sure.
I think the other three are all hanging out in the stall together.
Okay, well, let's head over. Then you can meet the other 3 pasture mates.
It's funny, you'll see that. So in each pasture, there's the 4 of them, and they'll all like share the stalls together. Sometimes you'll see the 2 and 2. Sometimes you'll see 1 and 3. Sometimes I think I've seen 4. You know,
Yep.
It's like, hey guys, there's lots of space for you.
And I will say about this pasture, I love what Alex calls it.
Oh.
And that's what I lovingly call it now. I never call it the Field of Dreams. I always call it after what Alex calls it, which you'll understand in a minute.
Yes.
We'll tell you what that is.
Mark and his girls.
Mark and his girls.
Now, part of it did come from that Annie, Peggy, and Melanie look very similar. So when I first started working here and I was getting to know all of our residents, I would, in my best efforts in memorizing and remembering them, I would mix them up sometimes because they have very similar coat colors and facial markings. You'll see, you just saw Annie, so when you see Peggy and Melanie, you'll see what I mean, like especially from a distance or when you're first getting to know them, that they look very similar. So I would call them Mark and his girls because I was still getting to know the girls.
Which I think is fantastic.
Yeah.
I think it's great. But yes, and if you notice, Annie, even in her summer coat, does have a beard.
She's got her little beard.
She's got a little beard. So that's just Annie.
We're going to go see. They're all hanging out. Sure.
We'll see if they want to come pop their heads out for a minute. But we hope you are all staying nice and cool on this very hot day. It is so hot and humid.
Okay, I see it. Melanie and Peggy are in one stall.
Well, we might
eating.
as well talk about them.
Perfect. Our mother-daughter duo.
Yes.
And Mark's hanging out over here by himself.
So we'll talk about Melanie and Peggy first. Now, Peggy.
Melanie, did you hear us talking about you? Hi, Melanie. We've also gotten rain lately.
Yes. This is the beautiful, beautiful Melanie. Hi, Melanie. She's got this gorgeous, gorgeous mane. It was a lot longer, but she's got these beautiful waves and this almost like bleach blonde colored mane, which is, I would say, her coloring is the most common color for a draft horse. She's very, very sweet, and wonderfully, she has not had to know the life that her mother had known. Mm-hmm. As you can see, she does not have a freeze brand because she was born here. So it's just beautiful, and the fact that they stayed together, mother and daughter, is very, very sweet, and they're very, very close. As you can see, they were just munching away together.
Now she's going to go bug Mark.
Yes, now she has to bug Mark. So this is the handsome Mark. Very handsome. They're all draft horse, Belgian drafts, except for Mark. He's a draft cross. Mm-hmm. And the white coloring on his face is just because he's older, and and they get white coloring in their face and throughout their body when they get older.
They gray.
They do. So Peggy, who just walked out, is Melanie's mother. Peggy is a Belgian draft, like I said, that was rescued with Annie among the 46 other PMU mares. If you don't know what PMU is, it stands for Pregnant Mares Urine. Now, it's an industry in Canada and in China, and it is an awful, awful industry. Not only is the medication that they make for women, for estrogen, bad for humans, it's also awful, an awful life for the horses and their foals.
The production of it.
Right.
It's just...
They do not lead a good life. Melanie's like, Mom, where are you going? So Peggy here, she's the oldest of the group. Mm-hmm. She is, I believe, 27.
Yep.
Followed by Mark, who is about 25. And Annie would be 22. And then Melanie here is a spring chicken. She is 19, and she can't decide what stall she wants to be in.
She's figuring it out. Which one's cooler?
Yes, exactly. I don't blame her. But look at that gorgeous tail. When she comes out, we'll have to see. She's just so beautiful. She really is. Really, really is. And when she, trots and canters, her mane just flows. It's gorgeous. Oh, Annie's coming back out.
oh, she's like, hey, everybody's over here. I want to come join the party.
And I will say that this field is also very peaceful just to be in and just to watch. I would say this group is, they're very sweet, very friendly, but I would say they don't come over as often as some of the other groups do. They kind of stay back and do their thing, but it's so peaceful just to watch them because they seem like they just all have such a close relationship, and it's so fun to watch. Yeah, see, this is what all the horses are doing today. They're going out and going right back in.
Nope, it's too hot again.
Way too hot. Hi, Annie.
And if you catch a glimpse of them, of the freeze brands, you'll notice that Melanie and Peggy have the same number, 157. They have the exact same number. All right, ladies, you're crowding the room. There's plenty of stall space.
You're like, poor Mark. We don't want to be with Mark today.
Well, maybe let's hang with Mark. Let's go hang out with Mark for a bit.
Now, so as you know, the three ladies, well, with the exception of Melanie, who was, thankfully, she has never had to know that life of PMU industry. However, Mark here is not a mare, he's a gelding, so he was not part of the PMU industry. He is actually a former carriage horse from Philadelphia. And he worked a long time. He sustained many injuries, so he has some soundness issues, but is doing very well and doing very well out here in this pasture with the girls.
You'd almost never know because his demeanor, he's so calm that you would almost never know that he has these issues. We of course do, and our staff takes care of him and has been since he got here. Carriage horses sustain a lot of injuries. They're on the streets for long hours through all kinds of weather. And so they sustain a lot of injuries to their joints, to their bones, and so we have to care for that when they get here.
That's right. And we do, we try to make people aware of the carriage horse industry. It's not that having a carriage horse is bad. It's just that if you know a horse's personality and what their life should be, plenty of room to roam, pasture, grass, exercise, all these things is something an equine needs. And when they work constantly, day in and day out, without pasture, without grazing time, without exercise, they're mainly in stalls, working long hours, probably for some of them longer than they should be into their old age. That is the issue. And we try to teach our children that, the school groups that come here, we try to make them aware of it also.
Also, the risks that urban carriage horses face because they're in cities. There's pedestrians.
What do horses do when they get scared?
They run. So there's pedestrians, there's cars, there's other vehicles, bicycles, and they're in there.
And unfortunately, there are accidents to people and horses. Yeah. So that's Mark's background. But he's also enjoying life here, and he is very calm. Now, he may not look it right now. That's because they are so hot and humid, and not only that, the bugs are out.
It stresses their bodies, just like with humans, You feel a little stressed by the heat. They do too.
Yeah, they do. And that's why they're very smart standing right by their fans, because the fan's blowing and it will blow the flies away.
Right, yes.
But, if you saw him kicking around earlier, it's because he was trying to get, hi honey.
Hi.
Trying to get a big old horsefly off of him.
Ooh, yeah.
So, and if I was close to it, I would have smacked it off. Right, buddy? So he's just chilling out. But he is a very, very calm, gentle, sweet, demeanored boy. So definitely come and visit him if you have not. And very handsome, I might add. Now he wears special shoes on his feet. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but he wears special shoes. And like I said, he does have some soundness issues, but they are well cared for here. And that's why his feet look like they're a little wrapped. It's just the special shoes he's wearing on his fronts. Oh, yeah, I see why. You see the, okay, it's okay. It's okay.
I don't know if you could see, there is, I think it's still on her back, there is a giant, maybe it's a bee or
It's not a bee, it's one of those big old horseflies.
Oh, it's a big horsefly.
And they bite.
Yes.
They bite. So she's going to go in, it just flew off.
Okay, good. Yeah, so, we said step back, let her do her thing. Looks like it flew off now, so hopefully it goes away.
Yes. So unfortunately, this is what horses have to deal with in the summer. We do the best we can in helping them deal with it.
Yeah.
With their fans, sponging them off.
Poor girl.
With fly spray, with fly cream, with fly masks if they tolerate it. A lot of them here don't tolerate the fly masks. Some of them do. But that's what we do to try to help our horses. And of course, you know, it's a constant thing. Flies are here. This is just part of summer with horses.
You know, in a future video, we'll have to show everybody what that looks like.
Absolutely.
And all the things that we do.
Yeah, because there's
for the horses that tolerate it, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's quite a few products out there. And if you're new to the horse world and you go to the tax shop and you say, I would like some fly products, you're going to be quite overwhelmed pretty quickly because there's a ton out there. Oh, poor baby girl.
Oh no, I think the fly came back. Oh no. But she is beautiful when she runs.
She is. Poor baby girl, I know.
Oh, where are you going?
Mark's like, what's all the fuss? What's all the fuss?
Mark's like, I'm eating. I'm enjoying my lunchtime here. Hi.
He's like, that's it. She
All right, I'm going to come in here. What are you guys doing?
I think it's hilarious when they do that.
Okay, so we're just...
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Annie. Oh my goodness. They're like, let's just play musical stalls today. Well, at least you're getting to see, you know, their personalities a little bit. And, yeah, musical stalls it is. Now, Belgian drafts, we have, you know, there's a few different draft breeds out there. Belgian drafts are one of them. Then we have Shires, my honey. Oh boy. That one keeps bugging her. I think Mark just wants to be left alone, poor little Mark. Right, Mark?
Mark, you might have to move over to the other side of the pasture. Or try that.
Yeah.
Or
He's like,
to the first one.
he's like, darn, there's still someone in here.
So we mentioned, of course, how Peggy and Melanie are a mother-daughter duo, and Peggy and Melanie. Peggy and Melanie, and then Annie has her son Connor, who's in a different part of the sanctuary. So there is a reason why sometimes parent and child pairs stay together and some do not. And a lot of that we just have to look at age. We have to look at diet and nutrition. Like, do they eat something different? Do they need different care? Or just even personalities. Will they get better along with another horse? And so that is kind of goes into how we determine, you know, pairings that are brought here to sanctuary together, or you know, foals that are born here at the sanctuary, where they'll eventually go. They'll stay or if they'll move. So that's kind of some of the reasoning behind why Connor is in a different pasture, hanging out with Jeffrey Mack, and they get along really, really well.
Yes, they do.
And Annie gets along with the girls here.
That's right. And in the wild, you know, they do it, they have to learn their independence. They kind of go off on their own, so they can learn about what they need to do and what their role is in that herd. So that's how that works.
Yeah. I love seeing just the blonde tails just swishing in the doorway.
The three girls are here, and Mark is by himself.
Right back to where we started.
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
Yep.
Everyone figured out where they wanted to go.
Exactly. So, as I was saying before, there are many different types of draft horses.
Yes.
These are Belgian drafts. He's a cross, which means he's bred with some other one that we don't know.
We're not sure.
And we have Shires, who are the biggest draft breed, which is what Wyatt is. These Belgian drafts tend to be between 16 hands, 17 hands. They can be bigger. As you may remember, Zach, who resided here, he was quite large.
Oh, yeah.
He was about 18 hands, and he was a Belgian. So, they're mainly around 16 hands. However, they can get quite large. But Shire is the largest and tallest draft breed. So it'll be interesting to see how tall and big Wyatt gets.
If Wyatt grows just
as
a
he
little
fills
bit
out.
more.
Yeah, as he fills out, definitely. So
let's see what Mark's up to. Oh, he's right back to Peggy.
Mark is so handsome. He's got. I would describe him as the tall, dark, and handsome type.
Oh yes,
Definitely, he has the beautiful bay coloring, and high handsome. Yes, the long face. He's very tall, and he's not skinny. But he's well built. Good conformation, as you would say, and his legs are so long. He's got such long legs. So he's definitely of the tall, dark, and handsome, I would say.
You see the way that he's just moving his tail back and forth, getting those flies.
Yeah, they're twitching their skin.
Uh-oh. See the horsefly.
Yeah, if I had something to squish it with, I would.
It's right there, so you might be able to see just how big they can get.
They're big and
without
mighty.
hopefully it getting on us. So you can see that's not pleasant. We can see why Melanie ran off, trying
Definitely.
to shake that thing off of her.
And like I said, I would grab maybe that, their feed bowl and squash it. But if I miss it, it's going to scare the horses, and I don't want to do
And
that.
so we're not going to chance that. We're just going to let it be and hope it flies away.
Yep, which it did. Thankfully.
Hi. Oh.
Oh. Actually, I don't think she minds right now.
It might feel good, It's like you don't really want to be whacked in the face by a tail, but maybe the breeze feels good.
Yeah, definitely.
So you're like, I'll put up with it.
Aw, poor babies. Maybe you want like a sprinkler.
Something like that.
Although I don't think many of the horses would
I
tolerate
also
it.
can imagine, with the three of them in there at the same time, that's got to be a little hotter, right?
I would think so, but hey.
Yeah.
What do you think, girls? Uh-oh. What? I would watch out. They
Yeah.
might fly out
So
again.
We saw that horsefly fly in there, so just in case, we're going to keep our distance in case they come running out of the stall. And I see it flying in and out.
She got it pretty good with her tail.
Oh, good.
They're very resourceful.
Good, good.
So we have, if you are local, we happen to have our open day this Saturday.
Yes.
We're very excited, so we hope you can make it out and visit us and visit this wonderful field of dreams and just relax and enjoy our beautiful equines, since each one of them is absolutely gorgeous and
Yes.
amazing and special, and we love having them all. So we love having you visit too. So we hope that you can make it.
Yeah, so our gates will open at 11 a.m. and you can come out and walk around as you please, and then it ends at 4 p.m. You can find more information on equineadvocates.org, our location, and just some more information you may need for coming here. But they're always fun. They're
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
They are a lot of fun.
And if it's not too hot, you'll see more horses. You'll see them out and about. So fingers crossed it's not super hot.
Right. It's more the humidity too.
Yeah. Oh.
They're so big, and yet there's three of them in there, and they're turning around. I know, what happened?
Yeah, go see if there's room. Oh, you don't want to be by Mark? Okay. She's like, I don't know if I want to be by Mark. Okay.
No, she's got that fly chasing
Oh,
her.
I
That fly's
see.
chasing her around.
Oh, goodness.
She'll get it. Well, everyone, thank you for joining us for today's live.
Yeah, we
On
had
this very
fun.
hot day.
Yes.
And you learned something new, hopefully. And, like you said, we'd love to see you.
Mm-hmm.
And until next week.
We're going to go try to get that horsefly now.
Yes.
No. Bye, everyone.
Bye.